Go to fat camp, you ugly fat woman. Somebody yelled at my wife and then literally spat in her face. I would never have believed that people would fat shame my poor wife Doris like this in the middle of the day, just because she was overweight. After so many years of failed diets, fake miracle pills, and excruciating hours spent at the gym, my wife was now exhausted and at the end of her rope. Look, this is me now. I can't hide this anymore. How can you still love me? I wish I could help her. But when the doctors told me that I was morbidly obese and had to spend the few months I had left on this earth confined to a wheelchair, I thought, this is it. There's nothing else we can do. But why am I sharing this tragic story with you today? Well, because as it turns out, it's anything but tragic. Because a true miracle changed our lives. A mind-blowing simple daily habit, which has allowed me to lose more than 28 pounds in no time, and help my wife completely get rid of all the extra fat she carried around her belly, melt the love handles around her waist, and tone her flabby arms and legs. And best of all, we didn't count calories or weight and measure. We didn't set foot in a gym for a second. And most importantly, we didn't diet at all. In fact, we both continued to eat our favorite foods and still managed to lose weight even while sleeping. And the good news is, you can do it too. Because whatever you may have been told by your doctor, weight loss gurus, or the mainstream media, in a few moments, I'll show you a major discovery, which has already changed the lives of tens of thousands of overweight people, that can effectively suppress appetite, stop food addiction, and help anyone burn extra pounds at an accelerated rate while transforming fat into pure energy. A discovery so powerful and effective, which has been deliberately kept from you, but what I believe is a corrupt and dishonest big food industry hell-bent on profiting from your misery. Now, let me tell you what this state-of-the-art, unique fat loss discovery is not. It is not a drug. It is not a pill, and it's definitely not magic. Instead, it's a solution based on decades of nutritional science coming from Stanford, Harvard, and many other respectable institutions. Scientifically proven to work even if you're struggling with 30, 40, or even 60 pounds of unwanted, stubborn fat. And the best part, it's fast, natural, and completely safe. So far, more than 74,000 women and men just like you can fully vouch this shortcut to weight loss really, really works. People like Carla M. of Charlotte, North Carolina, who says,
I can't believe that my doctor never told me about this. He insisted surgery was the only option that I had, but when I finally found out about this from a friend, I realized he was straight up lying to me. Basically, this brought my weight to where it was 30 or 35 years ago. No more flabby belly, no more loose and crepey skin, and no more oversized dresses.
Or James B. from Syracuse, New York, who says,
this is truly a game changer. None of that fake stuff that's sold all over Amazon, which frankly for me never worked. So far, I've lost over 30 pounds, and I'm just getting started. My blood pressure, my cholesterol, and my general health are now fantastic. I'm in better shape now than I was 20 years ago, and I actually have visible abs for the first time in my life.
Or Christine from Santa Ana, California, who says,
I was cursed with a huge belly and flabby arms all my life. Not anymore.
Or Andrew from Lincoln, Nebraska, who says,
I have lost so much fat, it is absolutely crazy. Now I feel in top shape every day.
Or Danielle from Plano, Texas, who says,
I cry with joy every time I look at these pictures. My husband is still stunned by my transformation.
Or Jeremy from Columbus, Ohio, who says,
everyone should try this, and I mean it. I've never looked better in my entire life.
Even honest scientists are thrilled by this. Here's what Professor Jonathan Robert, independent health researcher and weight loss expert, has to say.
After carefully reviewing the scientific evidence presented, I must say that I have never seen such a revolutionary approach when it comes to dealing with weight loss. Indeed, in my opinion, everyone should take advantage of this if they struggle with losing weight.
These transformation stories could be your story. And today, I'm going to present you all the undeniable scientific evidence that proves this is 100% possible, no matter what your desired weight goal is. And answer the most burning question any man or woman suffering from weight gain problems might have. What is the fastest way I can lose 10, 20, or even 30 pounds of fat and keep it off? How do I stop giving into temptation? How can I burn fat without giving up my favorite food? And last but not least, how come some people never get fat no matter what they eat? And I promise you this, once you'll find out how ridiculously simple it is to lose weight, you're going to feel the difference right away. And you'll wish you'd used this years ago. And just imagine the difference this could make. Imagine cranking up your metabolism to where it's burning fat all the time. When you sleep, after you eat, when you're watching TV, or just hanging out with your family or friends. Imagine how much more energy you'll have and more confidence in the way you look. No more worrying about others judging you. No more yo-yo dieting. No more blaming yourself for how you look. How's that sound? Today, you can finally get back in control of your weight. But I have to warn you, if you suffered from long-term weight gain for years, if you don't want to end up paying more than $20,000 for dangerous weight loss surgeries, if you're sick and tired of feeling embarrassed in public and being the laughingstock of mean people, you need to take action right now. You see, whatever you've been told about being fat, it's far worse than you think. Getting fat is something which in fact happens against your will. And right now, you're being tricked, deceived, and lied by everybody who wants to profit from your pain and struggle. This will end today, as I'm going to make your blood boil with anger once I'll expose how the big food industry has turned you into a helpless food addict. Hint, it has to do with something despicable they put in your favorite food. Now, if you're a little skeptical about all this, I completely understand. I've been in your shoes. I know how it feels. Conventional diet, eating, and weight loss advice has failed me so many times, and it's my only mission to stop it from failing you. That's why you need to know the truth. No matter how painful it is, it's your life on the line. But before we get into that, let me first introduce myself and explain why I decided to share this life-saving information with you. Hello, my name is Matthew Harris. I'm an independent investigative journalist, and for the past 20 years or so, I have fought hard to expose high-level corruption cases, money laundering, and the nefarious practices of the big pharma and big food industries. And while I've always put the public's interest above everything else, I've made one crucial mistake. I've never really taken care of my health. So almost half of my life, I've suffered from weight gain. Not only me, but also my beautiful wife, Doris, who at one point was gaining around 2 pounds of fat every other week. Luckily, our 2 young kids were still slender and full of energy. But for me and my wife, it was like every morning we would wake up even fatter than the night before. And even more so after those 2 darn years of pandemic. With all the stress and problems going on, unknowingly we started to eat more. It sounds pathetic, I know, but over time, food has become my best friend. It's comforting. It doesn't talk back to you. It tells you you're okay. But deep down, I knew I wasn't, and my life was getting worse day by day. I couldn't even go camping with my son and keep up with him because he's 120 pounds and he's a firecracker. So there was no way I could keep up with him. And that was eating me up inside. Even taking a shower became a difficult and disgusting task. You know how it is. With a lot of skin and flabs, fat hanging out everywhere, I would stand in different angles in the mirror and say, okay, not too bad. I was in complete denial. But one day, I felt something wrong going on with my heart. The chest pain was sharp. It left me gasping for air, almost paralyzed. I got scared, and finally I went to see a doctor. After a series of long and expensive investigations, I looked over and down on my chart and saw the words, morbidly obese. That was spine-chilling and a true eye-opener. I had to do something immediately. So, with the help of an old friend of mine, Charles Roberts, I went to Stanford University's world-famous Human Performance Lab. This is the place where the top athletes of the world come to see how their bodies can perform better. There, among a dozen or so tests, I took a special DEXA scan to measure exactly how much fat, muscle, and bone mass I have in my body. Even the doctors were stunned